The last time we saw the Quinnipiac Bobcats played, they fell in the Midwest Regional Final to Minnesota Duluth. And today in Hamden, it's finally hockey time. Jonathan Banks here alongside Steve Pappas. We got your rebound presented by Q30 Sports. Now, Steve, the first thing, Brock comes in from Canada. This is a game that doesn't really matter. It's an exhibition game. But you were telling me it does matter. Why does this game matter to you in a 4-4 tie?
You know, it's a learning experience from Quinnipiac's perspective. Solely is that you played a team that has had experience so far this year. They've played 6 or 7 games to this point. On the third game of a triple header, it was a game that really the Bobcats needed to take advantage of the tired legs that Brock came in with, and they really didn't do that. And again, this isn't the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination when you tie an exhibition game like this. 2014, 2015, they came out and they lost their exhibition game and had a 10 games over 500 season. So this game doesn't matter per se by what happens, but the learning experience that you get from this game can really propel you into what kind of season you have.
And Minnesota Duluth lost their first exhibition game this year against the University of Alberta. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so too.
We talked to Nick Germain after the game, and he said the penalty kill was perfect in the power play. Obviously, there's some stuff to work on. But what's your overall takeaway from the penalty kill and special teams as a whole?
Yeah, and penalty kill is such a big part of this Bobcat team for so long under head coach Ram Technold. Something they work on immensely during practice for a good chunk of practice, and they look very good. They look the part. Their sticks were in the lanes. They were blocking shots. Carlos Schupsta is a guy that prides himself on blocking shots, and he did a great job of that today. The penalty kill looked outstanding. From the power play perspective, it's something that you need to really kind of get into the season to figure out what your power play actually is. There were some new guys that were jumped in on the first power play unit. With Jaden Lee looked absolutely unbelievable today. For a guy that is not on the big side, he's 5'9", 155 pounds. He had a rocket of a shot from the point today, an absolute rocket of a shot today from the point. So you're seeing good things from this power play, while the results, 2 for 8's not ideal, but 2 for 8 is, you got 2 power play goals in during the game, so you're able to see what works and what doesn't work from a power play perspective.
And yeah, you just mentioned that the power play was lacking, but there were some good things like the penalty kill. Breakouts were good and transitioning up the ice was good. For you, AIC's coming in here next Friday. What's one thing the Bobcats specifically need to work on to get the win?
You know, Nick Germain said it best. Too much summer hockey for some of these players. A lot of guys trying to make the extra move and not just going for the safe pass. It caused a couple turnovers. It even caused a goal earlier in that game to make it 4-2 at the end of the period on 3-on-3. It's kind of hard not to try and play some summer hockey in 3-on-3, especially in your first game. So you clean up those mistakes, then this 4-4 draw that happened today doesn't happen against AIC, and the Bobcats get it done.
It's weird to say draw in hockey.
I know, right? I was expecting a shootout at the end of this game, and I was also expecting a 3-on-3 overtime. We had so many penalties in this game that it only would make it better to have a 3-on-3 overtime.
The Bobcats will look to not draw. They'll look to win next Friday, AIC, at the home opener here right behind us at the Frank Perotti Jr. Arena. For Jonathan Banks, he's Steve Pappas. We'll be here next Friday and have all of your content on Q30 Sports.